So I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about the construction of the 7 levels of consciousness model. I invented this model over 20 years ago now. And this is how I did it. I took Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think you've probably all heard of that. Survival, relationships, self-esteem, self-actualization. I took this model and I thought to myself, we need to give more clarification to self-actualization. So I looked at different levels of self-actualization. So the bottom of the model is all about basic needs, what Maslow called deficiency needs. And the top of the model is all about growth needs. How do I grow and develop? Of course, you have to satisfy your deficiency needs before you can move into your growth needs, because if your deficiency needs are not satisfied, you will always be going back and saying, I need to do this, I need to do that, in order to release any fears you have about surviving relationships and self-esteem. So that's how I built the model. I built it basically on Maslow's hierarchy, but I extended it by giving more definition to self-actualization. So at the first level, it's about survival. We all need money for survival, but we also need good health. The next level is about relationships. So how well do I get along with the people I'm working with, and how well do I get along in my family? We need to have good relations. At the next level, it's about self-esteem. Do I feel good about myself? Am I able to be my best? And this applies not only to you as an individual, but also to your organization. The next level is transformation. So this is about having the courage to overcome your fears so that you can grow and develop. So in some ways, the first 3 levels is all about your ego. Then we get to the transformation level, where we begin to let go of the fears of the ego and we begin to open ourselves up to our growth. If you like, to the expansion of the soul. This is one way of putting it. So we move from the transformation level to the level of internal cohesion. This means I have a sense of who I am at the transformation level, and at the internal cohesion, I'm beginning to find a sense of meaning and purpose in my life. And the organization is finding a sense of meaning and purpose, a sense of shared values and a shared mission. Then at level 6, well, we have our shared values, or we have our own personal motivation, what I'm good at. We move to level 6 and we now want to make a difference in the world, but we can't make a difference unless we can collaborate with other people, because we can make a bigger difference together than we can on our own. So level 6 is about collaborating with others, and this means having good connections. And then lastly, we get to level 7. This is all about service to humanity and the planet. How am I showing up in terms of how I care for the big issues in the world, about future generations, about global warming, about all of these issues which impact the whole world? What am I doing in order to deal with some of these issues? Am I contributing to the problem, or am I actually contributing to the solution? So there you have the 7 levels of model, the 7 levels of consciousness model. Now, some people think, well, I'd like to be in the upper levels of consciousness. Well, that's okay. But the best way to be is to have values at every level of consciousness, because then you can respond to all life's challenges. If you're just focusing on the top half, which happens in many organizations, let's say not-for-profit organizations, they want to make a difference, but they're not grounded. And in the private sector, what we find is the organizations are quite grounded in survival and maybe on relationship and self-esteem, but they're not really making a difference in the world. They don't have a sense of mission and purpose. So for the private sector, it's about building a strong foundation for the organization of the company, and then moving into a sense of mission, shared values, shared purpose, collaboration, and thinking about how the organization contributes to society. So having values at all levels is something I call full spectrum consciousness, we all should be operating from full spectrum consciousness. When you operate from full spectrum consciousness, you begin to realize that it's not about me, it's about us. It's not about being the best in the world, it's about being the best for the world. And that is the key to having a high-performing organization in the future.